Alrighty, so normally I think I would rather wait until the global version of the patch notes gets, or the dev notes, I guess, gets sent over. And it's gonna help a lot whenever they do. So I don't know. I may end up reiterating on some of this stuff, but we'll just try to do like a quick look at the Korean sort of dev notes, I guess, because some of the stuff in here is actually pretty interesting. Obviously the translations are not great because it is Google Translate, so we're just going to kind of glance over some of the stuff and kind of give some thoughts and opinions, I guess, and then hopefully whenever they come out for the global version of the game and they get translated a little bit better, we'll actually be able to read some of this stuff, because the very last thing right here talking about 7 constellations is wildly confusing to me. So anyways, they're releasing this right before the KOF collab gets, reran and everything. They talk about how, they wanted to rerun some of the collaborations and everything like that, but they wanted to make sure that they did the ones that were easily accessible first. So obviously with Grand Cross, or with Netmarble owning another gacha game that is related to King of Fighters, or like it deals with King of Fighters, I think that they probably already have some of the assets and like IP stuff taken care of, so this was probably the easiest one for them to rerun. So they talk about that, and they say that they're in works with talking to some of their other IP holders and stuff like that to try to get another collaboration started or brought back, so that way we can get some of those old characters, which if they're going to be doing it like they're doing it with this one, where they're adding 2 new characters to each one, or maybe more characters, it just depends, I guess, on what the collab really consists of and everything. That's pretty cool, honestly. Like, more collab characters is always nice. I'm gonna be honest, I really wanted to skip the banner so that way I could just stay with the original 4 and I could just save, but 2 new characters is cool. It is what it is. So they basically talk about, them adding 2 new characters. They don't even confirm who they are in the dev notes. They just say that alongside the original 4, 2 new characters are going to be added. So the big thing here, though, is Sacred Thing for collaboration characters. They're basically going to be adding Holy Relics to the collaboration characters as well, which is really, really interesting. So I guess we're just going to get Holy Relics for all of the collaboration characters, and they go through and say, however, due to the high difficulty of the demonic beast battle and the short collaboration period, players haven't enough collaboration events to acquire the sacred objects, which is sacred relics, of the collaboration character in the demon beast battle like the conventional characters. I thought it might not be enjoyable. Therefore, in order to make it a collaboration event that players can enjoy, we will provide the sacred objects for collaboration characters so that they can produce only with the materials that can be obtained from each collaboration content during the collaboration period and clear the demonic beast battle. We are planning to configure all difficult players to make all of the collaboration sacred objects during the collaboration period, so please look forward to it. From my understanding, I think that they're either saying they're going to be giving people the holy relics for these, which that seems very generous. I don't think that's going to be the case. Or they're saying that all of the events that are going to be going on within the KOF collaboration period are going to give you the materials that you'll need to make the holy relics for the characters. I don't know if it's going to be for all 6 characters. They do say that they are going to add 4 of the sacred objects for the conventional collaboration characters and 2 types of sacred objects for the new characters. So I'm assuming you're going to get, total of 6. I hope that we can get the collaboration characters all a sacred relic from the events. That would honestly be fantastic. Like, that would be really, really cool, because from my experience so far, I really don't like the holy relic system so far. Like, the only character that's really even worth making one for at the moment, in my personal opinion, is Bon, and yeah, the rest of them seem either too lackluster or too much of a grind to really care about. But Bond's team certainly gets some really good ones. But yeah, very, very interesting in my opinion. I don't know exactly. We'll just have to kind of wait and see, because they're actually getting the collaboration in like a day or so. I think they're doing a live stream for it tonight. I don't think I'm really gonna try to stay up and mess with it at all, I might just try to cover it a little bit in the morning whenever I wake up. But yeah, because they're doing this dev note right before this comes out, we'll see tomorrow or the next day whenever they actually add, you know, this stuff to the patch and people get to experiment around with it. We'll get to see whether or not they're actually giving out the holy relics, or you're just going to be able to get all the materials through the events in the game, or whatever the case may be. Maybe they'll give you some, maybe there will be like an event material that you need to make holy relics for collaboration characters, and then you need to do the demonic beast battle to get the rest of the materials that you would normally use. I don't know what the case is, but either way, they're adding holy relics to collab characters, and you should get materials from the event. I don't know if it's going to be able to make the whole thing or just to help you make it, but yeah, that's that. They also say, therefore, in addition to holding the Grand Cross and KOF collaboration reprint, the development team is coordinating with the target affiliated companies to discuss how to re-implement the previously conducted collaborations, and it is decided to hold another collaboration reprint. We will inform you in the developer notes as soon as possible. So I think they're saying they've already confirmed one, like they've already got another rerun, like good to go, like they already have like confirmation that they can do it and everything, and they're saying that they're going to keep us posted on that. Obviously, if they do it just like this one where they release a dev note right before the update comes out, that's not much of a notice, so you're probably not going to have time to save gems for it if you don't really just, you know, already have gems on your account, so be careful, I guess. Expansion of training elements. They're going to be releasing rank 90, which is pretty cool. They basically don't say anything about it too much, but they say that it's coming in this update with KOF. So you're going to be able to go to player rank 90 now, and then it says that you're going to be able to have more stamina and more friends added, which is really, really nice. And they're going to add some new achievements for, you know, the related rank 90 stuff. So, you know, I think there was an achievement for like every 2 levels or every 5 levels or something like that, where you get some diamonds for ranking up. And obviously, more friends and more stamina is very, very nice. So those go up by 10. Well, I think maybe friends only goes up by like 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly how that one works, but I hope they add more, because it would be nice to have more friends. But either way, that's pretty cool. I really like grinding out player rank for some reason, so I'm sure I'll try to grind that out in like the first 2 days that it's out. But overall, fighting class and buff expansion. So they talked about this a little bit. I think they're talking about like the account combat class. Apparently they're going to be expanding that by 3 to 4 higher stages over the 4 million mark that they have right now. I think if your account CC is 4 million at the moment, you have all of the buffs that you can currently get for, I'm pretty sure it's just HP, but it's like a small amount of HP, but it's still nice to have. Apparently they're going 3 or 4 stages higher than that, so I'm assuming, you know, maybe 7 mil or so will now be the highest, because obviously as they add new characters and stuff like that, each character gives you box CC, etc. So yeah, and with, you know, as long as you're giving newer characters or even just regular characters gear, it bumps up your account combat class. So they're basically saying that they're going to be working on that. And then we have this 7 constellation system, which really confuses me. I'll just read it verbatim, and I don't know. It says, we are planning to implement group development element 7 constellations to give additional merits according to the collection and development of characters introduced in the previous developer update. For more than 2 years, Grand Cross has endeavored to collect, nurture, and utilize various characters. In the process, some characters have lost their chances for success, even though they have been trained through time and effort. We will update the characters so that the characters that players have spent their time and effort in the past can play an active role as much as possible. 7 Constellations is a group development element that points out the degree of development of all characters you have, and releases the constellations with the points you have acquired to increase the status of all characters. 7 constellations consist of 7 constellations that embody the 7 deadly sins. If you distribute and activate the breeding points to the stone that exists in each constellation for each stage, the status given to the corresponding stone will affect the status of the entire character. The status given to stone consists of basic status and additional status, and depending on the type of stone enabled. Players have been cultivating various characters throughout the implementation of the 7 constellation. be able to contain or obtain additional stats and rewards for their efforts to cultivate various characters. So the only thing I can even glean from this is that I assume that they're making a new sort of power-up mechanic. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but I think that it's supposed to be account-wide. I don't know, because if you got to do this for every single character, that sucks. We already have so much stuff that we have to do for every single character that comes out. If they add one more element with 7 Constellations system, I'm gonna lose it. That's way too much to worry about for every single character that comes out in the game. I just can't handle it anymore. But I think it's some sort of system where you can buff older characters, I guess. The fact that they say, you know, in the process, some characters have lost their chances of success, even though they have been trained through time and effort. I assume that maybe they're talking about obtaining additional stats and rewards for their effort. Maybe this is some sort of buff system to just like stats and stuff in general that you'll have to work on through some sort of new system. I kind of thought that, you know, the whole holy relic thing was supposed to be sort of like a countermeasure to make older units viable, but I guess this might be the system that's supposed to do that. I don't really know, to be honest. It's the translation on this is atrocious. So they're talking about stones and 7 constellations. There's no telling if constellations is even the right word that they're trying to use there, because Google Translate is just awful. So I don't know. Honestly, it sounds interesting, but like I said, if it's something that I've got to do to every single new character, I'm gonna be pissed off, because I'm just so tired of having to power up so many characters in so many different ways. But yeah, very interesting to say the least. The last thing they say is, in this developer note, we have introduced the news of collaboration returns and suggestions for improvement regarding the release of Training Stage. So basically, all they're saying right here is that they're still looking into messing with Training Cave, I'm pretty sure is what they're trying to say, instead of Training Stage. A lot of people have been waiting on a Training Cave update because it's really boring and tedious as far as I'm concerned. And then they say that they are planning to update it in November. So hopefully sometime next month we should be getting an update that will sort of overhaul or maybe update and change things around for Training Cave, which will hopefully either give us new rewards, make it funner, or something along those lines. But that is it from me. I don't want to go on any longer because I feel like this is taking forever. Hopefully whenever this gets translated and they put it out for the English stuff, which it could be anytime, you never know. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. I really couldn't tell you. We'll probably get it sometime right before the KOF collab comes to the global version, since this has a lot to do with the KOF stuff. But they could drop it a little bit sooner. So that's pretty much it for me. If you have any, you know, comments or anything about some of the stuff that they say in this, I would love to hear what you guys have to, you know, say about some of this stuff, because some of it's very interesting. And then some of it's bizarre. So I don't know. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you then.